Ever imagine yourself uh, working on the systems that keep trains running on time? And I don't mean driving. I'm talking like deep in the tech, making sure everything works like it should.
Yeah.
You sent over some really cool stuff from RoleCatcher about railway electronic technicians. So let's dive in. What's
Oh,
going on behind those flashing lights on the train tracks?
it's wild how much complexity is hidden in plain sight, right? We just hop on a train and expect it to get us there.
Exactly.
But there's this whole world of technology making sure that happens safely and on schedule.
RoleCatcher really paints this picture of a railway electronic technician as so much more than just connecting wires.
Right.
We're talking about these train control systems. They're like the brains of the whole operation.
Yeah, absolutely. Controlling speed, making sure signals are sent when they should be.
All of it.
And all those systems that rely on this intricate network of electromagnetic components and sensors and all this wild communication tech.
Yeah, it's fascinating. They've woven together electronics, mechanics, even software to keep everything in sync.
It's remarkable.
It really is. Like a hidden orchestra, making sure all the parts play together so we don't even notice. And that's not even getting into the communication aspect. RoleCatcher mentions radio and radar systems too. I imagine those are vital, especially thinking about the distances trains cover.
Oh, absolutely. Keeping everyone on the same page across miles of track is no small feat. But it's not just about keeping things running smoothly and on time. These systems are essential for safety.
Oh, for sure.
Imagine a technician right there ensuring a train gets a critical signal to prevent an accident.
Wow, yeah.
Or they're diagnosing some tiny issue before it spirals into something really dangerous.
That is a huge responsibility. So it's not just a job, really. It's playing a part in public safety on a large scale.
Huge.
Where does a railway electronic technician even do all this work? I'm picturing some cool settings.
Oh, forget the stuffy office.
Yeah.
We're talking about train stations, those specialized maintenance depots packed with the tools, and even out on the tracks themselves.
Wow. So not your average 9 to 5. Sounds like a good mix of hands-on troubleshooting, working with some really advanced tech. But what about the day-to-day? RoleCatcher mentions they have a whole range of things they could be doing. Can you give me an example of a typical challenge for a technician?
So picture this, a sensor on one of those new high-speed trains malfunctions, throws off all the speed data. Our technician gets the call, they have to figure out what's going on, and fast.
Yeah.
Is it the sensor itself, a wiring problem,
Could be anything.
or even a software glitch?
Oh, wow.
All while the train is still barreling down the tracks.
Talk about pressure. It's incredible how they have to balance all that technical knowledge with making the right call, right there on the spot, knowing that safety is on the line.
Absolutely. They're not just fixing a machine, they're keeping everyone safe.
It's like being a guardian of the rails almost.
Exactly. And you see that reflected in the qualifications RoleCatcher highlights. It's not enough to be good with your hands.
Right.
They need a deep understanding of electrical systems, digital circuits, mechanics, the whole shebang.
It's a lot. RoleCatcher also mentioned a bunch of certifications. Seems like those are key.
Oh, absolutely. Think of it like leveling up in a video game.
Okay. Yeah.
You start with maybe an associate's degree, a technical program, but to move up, you need those certifications. Proof you're on top of the newest tech, safety protocols, the works.
So someone starting out in this field has a clear path to keep growing. That's good to hear, especially with all the talk about automation potentially changing things. Does RoleCatcher say anything about that?
They do. And it's not about robots taking over, but about how the job will change. They think technicians will actually work more with AI-powered tools,
Interesting.
using their expertise to understand the data those tools give them, and then making those judgment calls that machines just can't do.
That makes sense. Even with all the fancy tech, you still need a human eye to assess the situation,
Exactly.
especially with safety being so critical.
Right. So it's less about replacing jobs, more about learning new skills.
Got it.
The technicians who do well will be the ones who keep learning.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher talks about staying updated on things like predictive maintenance, where AI flags an issue before it even happens. Then the technician comes in and fixes it.
Yeah, it's wild. So they're almost like tech-savvy detectives, using data, but also their own eyes and ears.
Precisely. And that's something they highlight in their career path breakdowns.
What do you mean?
They say like a senior technician might mentor new recruits, consult on upgrades, even work with the engineers designing the rail systems of the future.
Wow. So there's room to specialize, maybe even move into a leadership role.
Absolutely.
That's great for those with big ambitions, looking for a career with a long runway. But with such specialized work, I bet finding the right training is super important. What does RoleCatcher recommend? So someone's listening, right?
Mm.
This sounds cool, but where do they even start? Is it college?
Mm.
Trade schools? Or are there like apprenticeship programs for this kind of thing?
RoleCatcher actually lays out a bunch of different ways to get into the field, which I think is really helpful.
Okay.
Good, because it's not one size fits all.
Yeah.
But they're big on hands-on experience, so internships with any of the railway companies,
Makes sense.
even electronics manufacturers, those are really valuable.
Right.
They even say, look for projects that let you work on train control systems, even on a small scale.
Ah, so it's like that show don't tell for your resume.
Exactly. You've actually gotten your hands dirty, even if it's just a personal project.
Love it.
And while formal education is important, they also talk about networking.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Joining groups like the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers.
Right.
Going to industry events, even just connecting with people online.
Yeah, it's all about who you know, too. Especially in a field that's changing so fast.
It is. You want to be where the interesting conversations are happening.
Exactly. Okay, but let's get practical.
Yeah.
You've got the skills, you're ready to apply for jobs, but it's tough out there. How does RoleCatcher help you stand out?
This is where their platform gets really interesting. It's not just a list of jobs, right? They've got these AI-powered tools that are designed to give you an advantage.
I like the sound of that.
So imagine you upload your resume,
Yeah.
and their system tells you how well it's matching up with the algorithms companies use to screen candidates.
Whoa, are you serious? That's like having a cheat code for the hiring process.
It's like a sneak peek behind the curtain.
I love it. So it's not just what you know, it's how you present it to the humans and the algorithms.
Exactly. And if your resume needs some work, their AI can even suggest ways to improve it.
Oh, wow.
Use different wording, highlight certain skills, even tailor it to each job description.
That's amazing. It's like having a career coach in your pocket.
Right. They take a lot of the guesswork out of it.
So helpful.
Yeah.
But even once you've got the job, RoleCatcher seems really focused on making sure you can keep growing, right?
That's right. They've got a whole section on continuous learning, online courses, workshops, even just keeping up with the latest trends in railway tech.
Yeah.
They get at lifelong learning, super important in a field like this.
Absolutely, because it's not enough just to get your foot in the door. You got to keep pushing yourself to keep up with the industry.
Exactly.
It really sounds like RoleCatcher has thought of everything. For anyone who's still on the fence about this career path, what would you say is the big draw? What makes being a railway electronic technician so cool?
For me, it's that mix of a real technical challenge with a tangible impact. Like you're using your skills to solve these complex problems, sometimes under pressure, in real time.
Yeah, high stakes.
Exactly. And then you see the result. The trains run on time, people and things get where they need to go safely.
It's making a difference.
It is. It's a career that combines brain power with purpose, which is pretty great.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And it's clear that RoleCatcher is more than just a job site. It's for people who are passionate about railways and all the tech that makes them work. We've covered a lot of ground, from the nitty-gritty of train systems to the AI tools shaping the future of the job.
We have. It's been quite a deep dive.
It has. And hey, maybe this has sparked something in one of our listeners. If that's you, go check out RoleCatcher, see what you think. Until next time, keep those wheels turning.